company is essentially a cybernetic collective of people and machines. That's what a company is. And then there's different levels of complexity in the way these companies are formed. And then there's this like a collective AI in the Google search, where we're all sort of plugged in as like nodes on the network, like leaves on a big tree. And we're all feeding this network without questions and answers. We're all collectively programming the AI, and Google plus all the humans that connect to it are one giant cybernetic collective. This is also true of Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all these social networks. They're giant cybernetic collectives.
Humans and electronics all interfacing, and constantly connected.
Yes. Constantly.
When I watch you doing all these things, I'm like, how does this motherfucker have all this time and all this energy and all these ideas, and then people just let him do these things?
Because I'm an alien.
That's what I've speculated.
Yes.
I'm on record saying this in the past. I wonder.
It's true.
I mean, if there was one, I was like, if there was like maybe an intelligent being that we created, like some AI creature that's superior to people, maybe we'd just hang around with us for a little while like you've been doing and then fix a bunch of shit. Maybe that's the way.
Boreas is the name of the Greek god of the north wind in Greek mythology, so the term Hyperborea is the land located far beyond in north. The Hyperboreans are mentioned in the Greek myths before the time of Homer. Herodotus mentions them as being part of the legendary Theban epic of the Egyptian myth, but in some way connected with the cult of Apollo, the sun god, whose homeland is said to be beyond the north wind, possibly in the region of the Arctic Circle. The Hyperboreans, according to the same source, were alleged to live for 1,000 years, but they had a tradition that any who tired of such a long life could end it in a ritual suicide ceremony, whereby the person involved was decked with floral garlands and allowed to jump off a high pinnacle into the sea. Other legends think of Hyperborea as a legend of the West, identifying it with the Garden of Hesperides, whose tree bore golden fruits, the Elysian fields, or even the Happy Isles. The general idea was that this was an island of paradise lying somewhere between the Azores and Iceland, which, like Atlantis, sank beneath the waves after some great catastrophe. Some scholars directly connect the two and claim that Hyperborea was in fact the last continent of Atlantis. Jerry Foster thinks that Hyperborea and Thule could refer to the same place, and depending on how far back in time the legends can be traced, it may be inferred that there was a warm, temperate and habitable land in the North Pole before the last polar shift. He even says that the legendary land could well be the British Isles, merged with the European landmass at that time, which are far northwest of both Egypt and Greece. Alternatively, Foster suggests that the Thule could be Iceland and Ultima Thule could be Greenland, because according to Pytheas, a famous Greek navigator of the 4th century BCE, Thule was a 6-day voyage north of Britain, though whether by sail or oar power isn't stated. There is also a possibility that both were united into the Hyperborean continent.